Sheila, can you tell how easy or difficult it is for a child to transition to a new home?
Well, as we all know, adoptive parents, having waited so long, very often are very excited, and rightly so, about the child finally coming home.
Yeah.
And in their infinite enthusiasm and in part worry to get it absolutely right, there is also a tendency to overcompensate for what the child may not have received in the childcare institution.
Okay.
Parents have a perception, and legitimately so to some extent, that this baby looks thin and weak and malnourished, and a lot of food has to be given, and many types of food, or the child has been sleeping on a cold hard mattress, so let's make him or her as comfortable as possible and change all this. And a tendency to also overwhelm the child with toys, because there's a sense that the child has been really deprived. But while these are legitimate responses on the part of the parents, and of course they should be excited and happy about a new child, it is important to see this transition from a child's perspective.
Okay.
The whole transition from the childcare institution to the new home of the adoptive parents can be very overwhelming, even traumatic for an infant or a young child.
Yes.
For us all, and for children too, it is about what we are used to, what we are familiar with. So when sudden changes have to be made or happen, it can be very hard. So what are children accustomed to in the institution? Whether infants or young children, usually they are dimly lit rooms, not necessarily very large spaces.
Yeah.
The noise of people and other children, certain kinds of foods that are more traditional in nature. So while it may appear to the adoptive parents that these arrangements that the child had were not ideal, the truth is that the child is used to them.
Yes.
So it is important when we bring the child home to make these transitions gradually, rather than sudden switches that we may think are wonderful, but the child may not think that way. So what this means is to find out from the institution what the child is accustomed to.
Okay.
And to do some of those same things, whether it is using the same clothes or bedding or the same kind of food, at least for a little while, so that the child doesn't have too much to cope with, because the child already has a new space and new people, which is a lot. So to continue with what the child was used to in the institution, and gradually introduce whatever we as adoptive parents want to introduce by way of living arrangements or feeding and other such issues.